Nintendo Switch.
My body is ready.
Greetings and welcome, and today we wanted to talk about what the game plan is for Nintendo this year. Joining me is Mitchell.
Gotta catch them all.
And myself is Russell. If that sentence makes any sense at all.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. But, so Nintendo just had its big direct. Well, it's kind of like, it's weird because it's had like 3 directs now, and this might be the biggest one so far. But
I'd agree with that.
as you combine them together, you're starting to get kind of a bigger picture of what Nintendo's thinking for this year.
Voltron, so to speak.
Yeah, the Ultron of Nintendo, the collaboration, the Labo experience. It all connects. So basically, we've looked at what their releases are, and we can kind of see like a pattern of Nintendo's goal is to release something every single month. That's at least could be considered a biggish game, or at least a Nintendo like first party type game.
Yeah, first party or main exclusive, pretty much.
So, and every month you have got something you can do on the Switch. It isn't. I mean, yes, there are the heaps of the indies, and then there are third party.
Nindies, God.
Sorry, the Nindies. Yes, that would be the correct terminology.
Don't upset the big N.
But yeah, they've got the big hitters too. Like we've got coming next week. We'll see how well it does, but it's still definitely a big hitter. We've got the Kirby Star Allies. And that's kind of kicking off like from now to E3, the continual flow of just things
and
coming
slightly
out.
beyond.
Yeah, and slightly beyond. But for now, E3 is the biggest like up to that point, like crunch of the content. But so Kirby Star Allies, I think for you and me, I think we're not crazy about it, but I think you're interested in getting it, Mitchell.
I'm curious enough because I have played a Kirby game in the past. I'm curious to see what this game's like.
Yeah, and Switch is just doing so well at the moment that even though I don't have a huge investment interest in the game, people definitely do because it's just Kirby. I mean, it's a franchise they continue to make more of. It's it's kid friendly. It's not overly difficult, and it's still very colorful and pretty looking with stuff
Full player.
Yeah, full play exactly. They're giving you a demo to try it out, so you don't have to like feel compelled to buy it. Yeah, you can give it a shot and go. Is it worthwhile? I don't know.
Thing is, though, they're doing that for all of their games. It seems, apart from like Mario and Breath of the Wild.
That does seem like a big focus.
Well, a lot of them are getting demos.
Yeah, it's to give you a chance, I guess, to experience the entire game. Well, not entire game,
ARMS as well.
Yeah, a part. So it's like, don't feel too compelled to just have to buy it. Give it a shot and tell us what you think. Or and make that informed decision. Don't just rely on reviews or whatever,
Yeah.
So Star Allies kind of sets off, and then the next one is the crazy creative Nintendo, like old school, just like doing stuff that no one else outside the box. With literally outside the box, or forming the box, as it were.
Creating boxes out of things.
Yeah, straight up snaking it with Nintendo Labo.
Nintendo Labo. Cardboard boxes they've made into a financial market.
Yeah, it's an unknown entity, honestly. It's kind of like, what is Nintendo Labo in terms of like its success? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
We don't know, but there's something incredible about how different it is to anything any other company will ever try. But Nintendo will give it a go.
They're definitely attempting to do something with it, and there's a chance it's going to be something big, but I don't know. It's expensive. I'm an adult. A lot of adults, I think, have written it off as something they don't really want. Of course, there's Nintendo hardcore. They will pick this up. But I think it is more of a child, families.
Yeah. Building cardboard stuff to play games with your kids or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the focus, and it's an untapped market, I think, and that's what Nintendo's going for with that game.
The thing is, like, if I was a kid and that came out, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it is expensive, but when you compare it to, like, I remember, like, doing robot arms and stuff back in the day. Yeah, or Lego. Like, those stuff are still really expensive. So, in comparison, it's still pretty good, even though it is just cardboard,
Yeah, it's just cardboard.
Yeah, but
fun.
That's the big one for April. So, it's not a classic game. I think a lot of people won't pick it up, but Nintendo's still, that's a big push for them, and that's what their idea is. And then they start to get into the ports or redefinition versions of things.
Ports of May.
Yeah, so in May we got the Tropical Freeze, which is an excellent game. One of the best
phenomenal game.
Wii U games, That's I'm so glad it's coming back.
It deserves it. Like, more people need to play Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, the addition doesn't seem much. They're just adding in Funky Kong as, like, a super mode. It seems like a super easy version or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's such a good game anyway.
Yeah.
With a lot of content to do. And that's, I guess...
Big game, lots to do, yeah.
And they're pacing they're pacing it out nicely. Tropical Freeze comes out in May 4th, and then they give you 2 weeks to win that game or experience stuff on Nintendo before releasing Hyrule Warriors Ultimate Edition. Is that right?
Yeah. It was definitive.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I
But
wrote it wrong.
Hyrule Warriors, the Ultimate Definitive Edition, May 18th, which is a game I didn't experience because I
Also,
just
yeah,
not crazy.
better
about
than
it.
Dragon Quest 9. Not Dragon Quest. Dynasty Warriors 9.
Dynasty Warriors. I'm like Dragon Quest. I'm like what? I'm like no, it's not. But yeah, the Hyrule Warrior games. Sorry, not just the Warrior games in general. I'm not like, crazy about them.
Yeah, Musos.
But I am crazy about Zelda. So it's one of those things where I didn't pick it up originally because I couldn't convince myself I wanted it enough. But I don't know. I'm teetering at the moment where it's like Hyrule Warriors, May, what else is coming out? For me, Detroit Become Human just got it out, so I was like, oh, that's the one I'm interested in.
Put your hands up.
Yeah, put your hand up for Detroit. But Hyrule Warriors, Switch, that's the one I'm kind of teetering more to, but more than Tropical Freeze, just because I 100%ed that game. I did everything in Tropical Freeze, even though it's a way better game, at least from what I can tell, compared to Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
I mean, I did get Hyrule Warriors. It's very Warriors. I didn't get into it at the time, but I don't know if that's just because of the Wii U, which is annoying, because I bought it for like, I can play it co-op. One person has to use the gamepad. Nobody wants to use the gamepad because it's a piece of shit. So that didn't really work out well.
Yeah, well, now with the reformation, the Pro Controls, everything, like it's going to be a much better experience.
Yeah, so I am tempted as well.
And it's giving it a port month before switching into the big hitter, literally hitting the ball across the tennis court with Mario Tennis Aces. Which looked really good from this Direct. Like, they showed us a lot more. They actually highlighted it quite well. We saw a lot
they showed all the features and everything you needed to know.
That was really unique from other tennis games I've played. Like, it just had this Nintendo creativity and flourish to it. Everything just looked visually impressive to look at. It looked fun, honestly, to play.
Main thing.
Story mode. It's just a full featured content. Heaps of characters. You can play as Chomp. Like, how could you not want to play as Chomp?
You're making me excited.
Like, the game looks good. Like, that's the one I'm like, that's the first one this year where I look at it and go, that's, I think, going to be a big hit. That's a new game. I just got this feeling of they're
going to knock it out of the court.
Yeah, literally out of the court. It's basically like the Mario Kart equivalent is how I look at it. It's like, I think it's going to have a big interest in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells really well.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
But it looks really good. And then, at that point, we're getting E3. So E3 is
post E3.
Yeah, well, it is post E3, but I guess it's like, that'll be in the E3 box. You'll have the Nintendo Treehouse, and everyone will be playing it. It'll be the full game, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
E3, at that point, is when we're getting some substantial news. Now, we already know a lot in the sense of what could be coming out later in the year, but none of it's confirmed. But we have a lot of options there. So, Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Metroid 4, Yoshi, Bayonetta 3, Splatoon 2, the Octo expansion just got announced, and of course, the biggest of all hitters, the Smash Brothers. That is definitely coming out this year, 2018, confirmed.
Punch out.
Yeah, that game is going to be the biggest seller, I think, of this year for the Nintendo, unless they have a secret game they haven't announced yet.
Yeah, I don't see much apart from Pokemon outselling Smash.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the thing about I think Pokemon and Metroid are the only two other big contenders. Fire Emblem's pretty big, but I don't think it's as big.
Yeah, it's still kind of niche to a degree, but
I don't have faith in either of those two. That's the problem with Pokemon and Metroid. Right, like, I don't think they're coming out this year. They might.
But it'd be interesting to see if they do. If they do, well, it's a crazy year for Nintendo again, but personally, it seems like they're eventually going to run out, aren't they?
Yeah, they can only do so many, yeah. But the biggest question I have is, like, what else do they have we don't know right now? Because
that's true.
I look at the list and I go, if all these come out, they can definitely continue their game plan of a game every month. And I'm pretty confident that is what they're aiming for. Every single month there is something to play. However, I'm not confident about all these on the list, which means we're not filling out the whole year anymore. What's new? What's bonus? And then my bigger question is, are any of these Game of the Year caliber? Like, are they the Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild equivalents from last year? And my gut feeling is no. Right now, I don't see any of these being on the same level as those two.
Neither do I, yeah.
I'm not saying they're not going to be great. I think a lot of them will be great. I just don't think... Most of them are sequels. And most of them aren't imaginative as those games were, or different.
They're part of franchises that you know what they will be. Whereas Mario and Zelda, they were that, but they sought a way to reinvent parts of their vision and like how these games function, which paid off really well in the end.
Yeah, and I do think Metroid's probably the closest one, and Pokemon, that like they could really reinvent those games. Like they'll have obviously the same ideas, but they could change them a lot.
I can't see Game Freak going out of their comfort zone with Pokemon. They don't like doing that for the most part. Pokemon Sun and Moon was the biggest departure from gyms, Elite Four, and that kind of situation where you expect from a Pokemon game. Whereas I don't know if they're really going to push it to the way Zelda or Mario did.
Right, but at the same time, a lot of Nintendo studios are doing collaborations with other studios now. So I don't see
like Monolith.
It might be exactly. It might be out of Game Freak's comfortable like cycle or whatever. But I don't think they couldn't side with someone else who is more or have different ideas.
That's definitely the hope.
Yeah, and build something entirely new out of it. That's what I would like to see. Something brand new for those franchises. But my real hope is there is a secret gun, in this pack, or a secret bullet, where it's like, when they fire that one at E3, you go, shit, that is the game this year that's going to kill. I know Smash Brothers is going to do incredibly well, but it's still Smash Brothers. Like, now, everyone understands what it's going to be, like the game idea. It's not something like they're going to go, you know what, we changed all of it, now it's like Power Stone or Dissidia or something like that. It's not going to happen. Like, it's going to be Smash.
It'll be Smash. They won't change it.
Yeah, as dramatically or anything. It is Smash, So that's kind of the interesting thing. Like, we do know a little bit after E3 officially, like, we know Octopath Traveler's coming out. Finally, it's got dropped the project. It's what we always assumed they were going to do, but for some reason they like to keep living the void of, we don't know what it's going to be called.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler's a weird name. We're not going to call it that.
It feels like they were just testing, they're like, it's a bit of a weird name. Maybe we'll just call it Project and see if people like it, and then we'll change it.
And no one gave it shit. So it's like, okay, we're fine with that. Let's just do it.
There's so many stupid titles. I mean, at least it's a title that isn't just like, explains the game, you know what I mean? Like even Nintendo, like Mario Tennis Aces, I'm like, I know what it is immediately, but it's not that imaginative name, it's like it's simple. So at least it's like Octopath Travel. What does it mean?
Okay, there's 8 paths and you're traveling through them.
Yeah, but July 13th finally got that, and then Captain Toad Treasure Track, the last official game, we're like, no, that's a big Nintendo hitter. That's got a release date, July 13th as well. Captain Toad Treasure Tractor. Same game.
Treasure Tractor?
Tractor. He turns into a tractor. It's got like the mushroom.
Yeah, it's a farming simulator. It's like, that's what it secretly is.
It would be funny if there was like a farming system. Like Treasure Tractor to me, I always feel like it would work really well on a mobile game, but obviously it is getting that now with the Switch. So, it's essentially the same game though. Like they're just adding in Odyssey stuff. But yeah, like all of it added up, like I think Nintendo's going to have a strong year this year. I mean, it's already selling really well. It's from the previous year.
Very much so.
All the hype has been building up. However, I just don't feel like they have that big game. The game of the year everyone's giving it to. I just haven't got that feeling yet from anything they've announced.
Whereas at the start of the year, when they showed Zelda, it's like,
even Odyssey. Like when
Odyssey was like, holy shit.
When I saw Odyssey, I was so freaking surprised by it. I'm like, what? This is what Mario's becoming? It was so cool.
It's like the dinosaur. It's like, what the hell is this game?
And
the first time you saw it when he hopped out of the thing in the city. You're like, what?
Yeah, New Dog City, and seeing all the games, like, oh, what?
Yeah, every time you saw that game, you knew that it was going to be really good, and it was really exciting to see. Whereas I'm super excited for Smash, but there's nothing here that's like my expectations out of the water.
It's basically like I was excited for Smash because I always have been. Like it hasn't changed. Whereas like I had a new hype level for like Smash and Breath of the Wild. I was like, oh man, how cool could these games be? I'm like, they could be awesome. And they delivered for the most part. Really good games. So yeah, that's kind of what we would do. Look at Nintendo's year. Hopefully our audience enjoyed watching this or thinking about it. Like there are other games, obviously. They have heaps of indies. They have
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing, phone tie-ins. Like it's going to be a big year Nintendo all around. But let us know what you think the next big game is. Or do you think they've already got it? Are you really excited for Smash Brothers? Like, oh no, that's going to be the biggest game of the year, or whatnot.
Some can dream.
You can always dream, yeah. But yes, thank you, Mitch, for joining me in this video.
Happy to be here.
And thank you again for your audience for watching this video. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Smash!
And myself is Russell. Add